stories you were never meant to know about creepy introduction. Don't look away. Don't blink. If you do, you'll be in it too. The tap you're hearing in the silence. That's just the beginning. It's coming closer, closer to where you are now. Don't bother searching for it. It won't help. The shadows in your room, they're alive now. Can you hear the tap again? Growing louder. That's not a clock ticking. It's something else. Something much worse. And it's inside your home. The thing that comes when the world is asleep. The thing that feeds off the quiet hours, off the shadows, and most importantly off your fear. You think you're alone, but you're not. Not anymore. The tap is only the beginning. Build the pattern and start subtly, late at night. The silence of your room feels heavier, as though the darkness itself is watching you. You may notice things shift just outside the corner of your vision. A creak on the floor, a rustle in the dark. At first, you'll dismiss it. Maybe it's the house settling. Maybe your mind is playing tricks. But as the clock strikes 3:12 a.m., it grows. The air thickens. Tap, tap. Closer now. You can't ignore it any longer. It's no longer your mind. It's real. It's here. Your eyes snap to the corner, but there's nothing there. Nothing except the tap. Tap. Getting louder. Your breath quickens, and then you feel it. The presence. It's behind you now, lingering in the dark. But when you turn to face it, nothing is there. That's when you realize it's not in the corner. It's inside. Inside you. It has already marked you. 3 documented cases. Case number 1. The teenager, a 17-year-old boy, went to bed as usual. Nothing strange about the night. But the tap came. At first, it was gentle, barely perceptible. But as the minutes passed, it grew louder. He thought it was a rodent or maybe the house settling. But the tap didn't stop. It became rhythmic, relentless. It grew louder, closer, and he sat up, heart racing, trying to locate it. By the time he reached the door to check, his reflection in the window caught his attention. It was distorted, almost like a puppet with a grin that was far too wide. His hands shook as he backed away, his reflection still smiling, even as he turned. But when he looked into the mirror, it wasn't his reflection. It was a creature natural. By the time the morning came, he was found standing in his room, eyes wide, frozen, and unblinking. His pulse was faint, and his pupils were dilated. His mother tried to shake him awake, but it was as if he wasn't there anymore. His reflection had claimed him. Medical scans found no physical trauma, but his brain had suffered. They couldn't explain it. His mind was gone, leaving only a shell behind. Case number 2. The elderly woman in her 80s had lived in her home for decades, quiet, peaceful. But one night, the tap came. Tap, tap. She tried to ignore it at first, assuming it was a dream, but it grew louder, more insistent. She thought maybe someone had come to visit her, so she opened the door, but the hallway was empty. She went back to bed, only to find that the tap had followed her. It was no longer a noise now. It was something far worse. When she looked into the mirror beside her bed, she saw herself, but it wasn't her. The face smiling back was hollow-eyed, unnaturally wide. Her reflection grinned, as if it knew something she didn't. That night, she called out to her son, but no one heard. The next morning, found frozen in place, staring at the mirror. Her heart had stopped, but no one could explain how or why. Her reflection was still grinning. Case number 3. The chilled 8-year-old child went to bed like any other night. His room was quiet, but then the tap started. Soft at first, barely audible. Tap, tap. He curled under the covers, trying to block out the sound, but it wouldn't stop. It got louder, and then the tapping wasn't just a sound. The child swore his doll moved. A cheap, worn-out thing with stringy hair. It was just a doll. Or was it? He swore it blinked its eyes. The tap continued as the doll stared at him. The child screamed, but no one came. He hid under his blanket, but the tapping wouldn't stop. The next morning, his parents found him in his room, terrified, still clutching the doll. His eyes were wide, unblinking. He didn't recognize anyone. His mind was somewhere else, lost. The doctor said it was a reaction to stress, but that wasn't the truth. The truth was that the doll wasn't just a doll anymore. Why it happens, what little we know, no one knows exactly why it happens. The tap, the reflection, the presence, it all stems from an anomaly. Some call it an entity, others call it a manifestation. It thrives on isolation, drawing its victims into a trance. Some theories suggest it exists in the space between worlds, an ancient presence that preys on human fear. It is said to latch onto your mind, your memories, feeding off the quiet hours when you're most vulnerable. The tap is its call, signaling its approach, and once it starts, it doesn't stop. Why does it target certain people? Why does it begin with a sound so subtle? A tap that you'll convince yourself isn't real. That's the trap. The tap is just the beginning. The reflection, the entity it becomes, it feeds off your confusion, your growing fear. You'll never see it for what it is, because it doesn't want you to. You'll only see it when it's too late.